Hello, welcome to Eco Tarot. This is Kensley, the Eco Tarotist, and I am so glad you guys are joining me today. It's been a long time, but this reading is for Cancer and Capricorn. They are polar opposites, and that's something that I wanted to do today is the polarities or the dualities of the zodiac. So and I like this concept because it's looking at two patterns of consciousness. What seems to be the polar opposites, but in fact there are a lot of commonalities in each other. And I think the polar opposites can learn from each other, in fact. For example, Cancer and Capricorn are both homebodies, and they value security and balance, and there's a balance between unconditional and conditional love. They value strength and inhibition. And on the Cancer side of things, it's the mother of the zodiac. There's emotional intelligence, and Capricorn is the father of the zodiac. It's earthly intelligence. And Cancer feels versus Capricorn realizes. Cancer loves unconditionally like a child, whereas Capricorn is there's conditional expectations, and typically this is just an energy. But anyway, so I thought this would be interesting to do a reading of these polarities. But what in a couple other readings, I did actual polarity readings, and I've decided to not let that, it's coming out differently for different signs and for different polarities, and I'm just going to go with it. So you have 3 sets, and I don't know if this is an energy for each a Capricorn and a Cancer, or if this is just a message for you both, but we'll see what plays out. But you got koala spirit has a plan, snake spirit, time to heal, and mouse spirit, tend to the small things. So let's look at that. And then there's a spread, there's a story for each one of these. Koala spirit, I look at, yeah, okay, spirit has a plan, but I look at a specialist. It's very specialized in what they eat, in where they live, and there's little room for being a generalist, and that's great when their food supply is abundant. It's absolutely detrimental when that's in low supply. And then you've got the snake spirit and time to heal, and mouse spirit, tend to the small things. What I immediately, as a wildlife biologist perspective, think of is prey predator. And almost I feel that's maybe one side of things, is predator is the snake and mouse is the prey. And okay, so I'm going to read it like that. That just instantly bonded me to kind of a storyline. So when I think of koala, I think of specialist, and we've got two of swords from the behind, and the page of swords from the behind, or from the forward. Yeah. From the vice versa tarot deck, which I love and have bonded with, coupled with the Rider and the Fox from the Lenormand, which is my own drawing deck, but it has really bonded me to these cards, and so I feel a lot of energy from them. So the Rider is messages, speed, welcoming news, and the Fox is interesting. It's sometimes trickery, it's selfishness, it's suspicion, caution, cunningness, small white lies, not to not hurt your feelings. But it can also mean self-care. Sometimes selfishness is not always a bad thing if it's really for your better interest. And so I see on this side of things, I think you're obviously going through a crossroads, but you're ready. I think you're ready to move forward out of that. I think you're ready to either give or receive words, messages in a speedy way, and I think you're taking care of yourself. I don't think this is a malicious, small white lie kind of thing right now. But what I think is interesting is that, and Spirit does have a plan for you, but I take more of this energy as not being able, it's very stubborn, or not. I mean, specialists in the animal world, it's not they're stubborn. It's not like they won't eat anything. They've evolved to not eat anything but what they're supposed to eat. And if that goes away, then they're done. They're doneski. And so it's about, it's really about understanding that you're a specialist in whatever you, I don't know. I don't have that context. I'd like to see what the context is with some clarifiers. What is the context for the koala spirit being specialized? What are they specialized in? The Hanged Man and the, what is this? The Justice. Yeah. Sorry, these cards are fascinating to me because they're not easy to interpret if I don't remember the numbers. This is, oh, this is interesting. So you're specializing in and not in letting go, in action, in reflection, and trying to be fair to yourself. And this is interesting because you've got the Justice card, which is, normally depicted as balance, the balances. And then you've got the Hanged Man, which is normally depicted by someone hanging upside down. But you've got these two, a two-headed little angel person, which I find interesting. And this whole Two of Swords from behind, where, Two of Swords from the front is usually indecision, but it's also so scary. It's terrifying. And then you, from a different perspective, you're in front of a calmer storm, a calmer seas, and you're looking into the moon. While unknown, it's easier to take the next direction because of it's not so scary. And maybe that's I think because you're finally ready to take action. There's action in the Rider card as well. Action coming in soon, and it's because you are that's fascinating to me. Justice. You're finally balanced on this house of cards, and you know it's gonna fall at any moment. Huh. And then the Hanged Man. Okay, well, I don't want to dwell on this, and I'm gonna see how this relates to this story, but I find that there's some hesitation. There's you're very maybe picky, and that has led to indecision in the past. But I think you're moving forward in a way that's balanced and self-loving, self-care. Okay, so predator prey. Snake, spirit, mouth, spirit. For the snake, you get the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician from behind. The funny thing is that the Wheel of Fortune from behind is also the Magician. So you get two magicians right next to each other, which I find extremely fascinating. And they're very dual. I mean, look at them. They're holding up. They'd be on the same side, but he's on the back side. And there's the Tree of Life. You can see. I don't know if you can see this. And what I've always loved about the Wheel of Fortune from behind is that you make, you manifest your own fate. Fate is, spirit and source and the universe can throw things at you, but it's truly free will. And that's what this card always represents to me in the tarot deck. And so manifestation, though, I think this is the calmer, more beautiful side of things. There's a sunset in the background. There's the lilies everywhere that represent life, and so I think it's a calmer side of the Magician. So you get double magicians, coupled with Anchor and Child from the Lenormand deck. Anchor is that stability, resilience, restraint, security, laying foundations. And Child is literally child or toddler. And I think this is Cancer. This is that childlike, unconditional love, childlike abundance and abounding. But then you have this predator here. And it's like, free will. And I think when they talk about this snake, they talk about the regeneration part of it all, where they take out, they shed their skin and renew their skin, and it's a time to heal and to reflect. And I think it's a time to understand that I think it's double emphasized, and so I think it's manifesting your own path forward and your own fate instead of relying on outside energies and factors. And this childlike energy is coupled with this stability, which is Capricorn. Interesting. Stability, resistance, security, and what did I just say earlier? That they both rely on security, just a different kind of security, emotional security versus earthly security. And so, wow, okay. And then you've got this mouse, which is tend to the small things. Try not to be, mice in the Lenormand are typically just anxiety. It's just like understanding mice just destroy and eat and just pick at it all. And it's just a very anxious type personality. But this is saying you're missing the details, the tiny little things that you don't think are important. And that is coupled with the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. And both are from 10 of Wands from behind and the 6 of Pentacles from the forward facing. And this is absolutely a burden of taking care of, look at this burden of taking care of an entire village. Do you see that? I think that is just exhausted and I feel like this is major Capricorn energy. You feel responsible for taking care of others, and there's a burden of ensuring that of their well-being. And yet you get the lily and the stork from the Lenormand deck, which the lily is soulmate, sensuality, virtue, morality, wisdom, soulmate. And stork, change, movement, new cycle, transition. So I think this is for Cancer. This is the snake is trying to tell Cancer to try to heal. I mean, it's clearly to take on, you know, Capricorn grounds Cancer when the emotions take over. And maybe that's what this is. And it's all about grounding, anchoring, laying foundations, which is very earthly, very Capricorn, for someone who has that childlike innocence in unconditional love. And understanding that, you know, there's some rejuvenation that's needing to happen. And the only way you can go about that is absolutely by using the tools that you have, that you know of, that you're to manifest. Using your, not just your mind, but your emotions and your passion, and then the reality, all four of those elements all together to manifest something. And it's what you're manifesting is the fate that the change of times, the turn of time, and that's actually what the stork is talking about: change, movement, new cycle. And that's exactly what the Wheel of Fortune is as well. And so it's kind of this duality on this side of things. And I love that it's a predator-prey relationship. And predator-prey, it's not always about the bad guy and the good guy, because the predator in life is actually population control for the seeming good guy. Because when the good guy is, when there's no predators around to control the mice go absolutely insane and eat up everything. And then there's plagues. That's we had the plague, the rats plague and the Black Plague in Europe, and so predators are absolutely necessary, and they're not always scary. They're necessary for balance, and that's interesting, because there's two balance cards here. Understanding that you needing to let it go into a higher giving it up to spirit. Yes, you know, that's interesting, because then I keep talking about this whole like not giving it up to spirit. Or maybe that's what this is all about. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got that completely wrong. This is about you think that you can control your fate. You want to be able to control your fate. But you have to realize that it's up to you, and it's not always up to you. You can obviously reject whatever spirit gives you, I guess, but I see this balance that is needed, and letting go of this pickiness and this specialty. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe, is it about love? I don't know. I mean, there's this speed and movement moving forward, and and here's the soulmate card, and moving forward. I mean, you've got the two messages in speed and movement cards of the Lenormand deck, and moving forward. And let me just hold on. I'm going to clarify a little bit. Is this letting go of trying to control fate? Is this letting go of trying to control fate? Nine of Swords, anxiety, nightmare. Five of Swords, wow, conflict. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think this is now. It's hard for me to see it without context, but this is what it is. It's spirit has a plan for you, and you need to let go of that control, of that attempted control. Sometimes it's, you know, in a reading, sometimes this is what you want, and sometimes this is what you're trying to get, and you really shouldn't have it after all. But you get the 5 and the 9 of Swords associated with this. Where is this? Yeah, look at that. Associated with this attempted control over your fate, which is struggle and anxiety and being terrified. And I think you absolutely have to let it go. Have to let go of these burdens that you find that you're a part of this community or this family. Let go of the burdens associated with those who you have to take care of. Maybe it is a child. Maybe it is the take care of the little tiny things in your life, which are the child. In order for, I think, in order for the balance to resume, I think without both parts of this, you wouldn't have balance in an ecosystem. And rejuvenation, sure, and tend to the small things, but man, I really see the balance and allowing consumption of an animal and not being afraid of a predator going after a prey, because it really does, it really allows for the ecosystem to balance out and remain and sustain, I guess, sustain itself. This, who is this soulmate? Six of Pentacles. And the Seven of Wands. Defensiveness or defending. Wow. It's okay. So for the soulmate card, you get the Six of Pentacles again, which is this reiterated. And the Seven of Wands, which is defending this balance. Or you're defensive about this balance. But change is coming. Change is moving in, whether you're defensive or not. And you're going to need to let go of those burdens. You're going to need to let go of control. Ooh, this is definitely Capricorn. Let go of control of what you think is fate. You need to, I think you're ready. I think you're ready to lose the control. That indecision is no longer. And I don't know. I think balance comes to your life. So I'll be interested to see what you think of this reading. It's been a long time since I've read for anybody. I just haven't had the calling to do it, and I won't do anything if I'm not going to be called to do it. So hope this resonated with you guys. Have a great rest of the day. Love you.